In this video, we check out some of the riding areas around Sawmill Station in Clayton, Idaho, and take a drive over to Stanley to try to find groceries. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and leave comments. Thanks for watching. Our first day in Clayton, Idaho. We're staying at Sawmill Station RV Park. Really cool area. We're gonna go see what we find on the trails, but nice little campground and cool area. Clayton, or the whole Highway 75, runs right along the Salmon River. So you can get fuel here. They have a small little shop and go type store, and they have sandwiches and some food there and ice cream or milkshakes. So cool little place to stay. So we're going to go up here. There is a bridge that crosses over the Salmon River that will take us out to the trail system. So we're going to start with that. There are two bridges that cross. This is the first one, and it goes up to May's family bed and breakfast. And you can go up to the other one, which, they kind of intersect to each other. So we're going to do this one first, and then we'll go through the other one just because. This is the rear view camera angle, so you can see the water there. It is beautiful in the mountains in behind. This is going to take us past the bed and breakfast area and then on out to the trail system. This is a really beautiful area. We keep crossing over the water and coming up onto tree lined and just gorgeous loop to take. Just a little bit longer video. After we rode, we come back and we decided to see if we could find a grocery store. So we took a drive down to Stanley. Well, not really a grocery store, but my Google lied to me and told me there was a grocery store. But it did have a few groceries. So we took a drive in the Jeep, and I'm going to show you some clips from that drive as well. But first, we're going to go through driving through the mountains here. You can see that we're following the creek all the way through there. There was bunches and bunches of trail turnoffs. We followed this to the end till we run into a 50-inch trail, and then we do the loop back down to Clayton, and then take the other bridge and cross back and go back to the campground. Beautiful, beautiful drive. Like I said earlier, we saw a couple deer. Just beautiful drive through here. We are definitely looking forward to exploring more in this area. We're here for a week, so hopefully we can get a good taste for this area. But man, the views are stunning. The difference in here and in Mackey is it's less farmlands, and you're more in the trails instead of having to ride a lot of the roads to get to the trails. Other than the mining tour area in Mackey, which is, you're right there in that. But the rest of the trails, you have to hit a lot of the shale roads to get to, whereas this, you're kind of right in the trail. Or at least that's what we're thinking now. And there's a lot of trees and beautiful waterways, so we're really enjoying it right now. Of course, we loved Mackey, too. I slowed this down here so you can see off to the right there is a deer that we kind of startled and she took off. But the other cool thing is her baby was right on the edge of the road. And when it saw us, it almost ran in front of us and then turned and ran to its mama. Beautiful little baby, still spotted. So I slowed this down so you can see it. See the little tiny baby? And then it cuts off to the right to its mama. So very cool. We saw several deer out here and some antelope too, and a fox. So very cool, cool riding area. This is the end of the main trail, and that's a 50 inch. So, of course, we stopped there and turned around because we're 64 inches before Vic added the fenders. So, we're going to turn around and then head on around. And somebody had told Vic that there was a loop. We didn't actually mean to do the loop, we were just riding and wound up taking the loop around. So, very fun drive and beautiful views. Saw an old building that will be coming up, and then just some mountainside views. So stunning is all I can say.
I wish I had a little more time with you, baby. Time to figure out what this could be. I dreamt of a life in a small town that wasn't enough for you somehow.
decided to go down and check out this old building. The roof had collapsed, and you could see that they had a little stall for horses. Very cool old building.
Just like my mama said. Gradually fades away. All the nights that end in heartbreak gonna
Chose to always be careful where you're walking around here. I had on Keen sandals, my water shoes, and I stepped on a piece of wire. Fortunately, it didn't poke me, but yeah, you have to be careful walking around these old areas. You never know what could be in here. So there's a whole bunch of junk inside the building already. So I just tossed the wire in the building with the old chairs and all that was in there. But you do have to be careful walking around here. So now we're going to head on up the mountain. This video is from our rear view camera. I don't normally put video in from it. It's a little bouncier, but apparently I forgot to turn the camera back on leaving the cabin. So I'm going to put in a few clips of us going up the mountain. I also think it gives a different perspective. So beautiful drive in this area.
growing up, falling in love, giving your all might not be enough. Just trust your head and your heart. That's what my mama said. That's what my mama said. That's what my mama said.
If you notice here, Vic's got his hands in his pocket and he's moving kind of quickly. Yes, I have it speeded up, but the wind starts blowing and it gets cold out there. So he headed back to the side by side in a hurry. We did drive up to the top of one of the mountains, and off to the left was a couple of antelope that were watching us. Beautiful drive way up on the mountain where we could get views. I think we were at like 7,500 feet elevation, but just beautiful. But it was windy and a little nippy. It's funny, you get down when the wind's not blowing and it was warm. We take off our flannels, and then the wind would hit you and you'd be putting your flannel shirt back on. So um, it's just cool enough when that wind hits you that it's rather chilled. But beautiful day. The sun is out, not a cloud in the sky. That big, beautiful blue sky is just stunning. So we had a great time exploring this area. Like I said, there are tons and tons of trails out here. We're gonna try tomorrow to see what else we can get into. But wow, what a beautiful drive! Here we're coming up on a little water crossing, and we had to get out and check the water. And no surprise, it was cold. It's snow runoff, so of course it was cold, but very, very pretty. And then we come up on a gate, and it just says keep the gate closed. So you always leave them like you find them. So we pull up and go through the gate and make sure we close it back like we found it. So, but wow, what a beautiful area. We do run across some of the cows later. So there are cows in some of this areas that they're running. Like it's BLM land, so they run the cows on it. This trails or the trails we've been on here, there was nothing difficult. There were some that were a little bit up, and we did put it in 4-wheel drive and low range just because we were just trugging up the mountain. But nothing that was difficult or dangerous. But what amazing views from the top! Just absolutely stunning. So we had a great time on this trail, and definitely are looking forward to more exploring. You could see on some of these trails that they do get wet and get a little muddy, um, but it's still nothing difficult to navigate. But so pretty and some big, beautiful trees. I think one of the things we love the most is these big, expansive views. This big sky country. I know that's Montana, but man, this is big sky too. We're so used to Florida where you cannot see, it's flat. You don't see the mountains and the ridges. And wow, this was just gorgeous. Top a hill and just be able to look for miles. See snow capped mountains off to the right and the trails just everywhere. So, didn't see any bear. We did look, but wow, what spectacular area this is. Here you can see a good example of the trail just going up the side of the mountain. Just beautiful. It wasn't steep, a little incline, it wasn't steep, but wow, it gave us some stunning views up there. And this is part of the loop, so which we didn't even know we were on till about here. But here we kind of figured out where we were. But man, so much fun on this drive. You can see in some of the videos, it's pretty windy here, and there is still quite a bit of dust. Not as much as there was in Mackey, I think simply because we're not on the Shell Road with all the traffic, but it's still pretty dusty. But that's just kind of part of it. You have to take the bad with the good, and the good is so good that it far outweighs the dust and the other part. So beautiful driving. About here's when we remembered that we did not put the chainsaw in the side by side, and we mostly made it. We scraped the top a little bit, but we did make it underneath. It looks like that's what everyone else was doing too. on the last part of this trail before you get into Clayton, you come up to Clayton Silver Mine. Now there's a gate to go down to it that's locked, so apparently you're not allowed to go down to it, but you can see it from the side there. So um, very cool little buildings. I took some photos. I'll try to insert some of them here, but what a pretty drive. You see down here we're going and the creek is running beside us the whole way down and just beautiful. Here, the loop took us into the side of Clayton. So we kind of just drive through around the museum and look and then head on down and head back. But the town population is seven. So, it's not a bustling town by any means. Did say that the museum was open Saturdays and Sundays. So we'll try to come back there and see the museum when it's open. But very cool little town. I mean, of population seven. But it was fun to drive through, anyways. There is a bar restaurant down the road from this, and which you can see straight in front of us. And that's about it. There's not much here. We did see this guy pulling out in his truck with his trailer. So, yeah, that was one of the population numbers. So, not much here, but very fun drive. Here, we're going to get back on the road and run down to explore just a touch more before we go back to the camp. And then we're going to drive the Jeep to Stanley to see what we can find. This was the other option this morning, and we took the first bridge. This is the Sankit Bridge from Sawmill Station. Um, so it says to drive slow if you're driving a big rig. So pretty sure we're okay with the side by side. But we did see some trucks going down, so they're hauling something. But so we took this just to take a different route. But very cool drive. And this just let us loop back to buy the bed and breakfast, and then we'll head on the road and head back to camp. And right here's the turn in for Sawmill Station. They have the gas station and the shop, and I'll pop up a little menu that they had there: ice cream, sandwiches, some drinks, and um, a little gift shop, and your basic shop and go type stuff. So we're in site eight. We're back in, and now we're going to take the Jeep and head into Stanley because why not? We wanted to try to find a grocery store. Just a heads up, that is not the way to go if you're looking for a grocery store. Next time, we're going to go back over to Chalice, and hopefully, I know it's not a big grocery store, but I'm hoping it's bigger than this one was, and maybe a little better prices because the one we go to over in Stanley was a resort area. They have a saloon, and they have a restaurant, and they have horseback riding and all kinds of things. It's a little resort thing there, village market, and yeah, and the prices reflected that. So this was just a drive through Sawmill Station. So if you're thinking of staying there are pull throughs. They just did not have one available when we were here, um, unfortunately. So we had to unhook and back in. But I like the back in sites. It's just aggravating on the day we leave. We have to get up early and hook up and load up and everything. It's easier if we can do it the night before where we didn't have to unhook the trailer. But it is what it is, and it's still a beautiful campsite and plenty of room. And they're very, very nice here. Everybody was seemed very pleasant. So far, we're really enjoying it. This is the drive over to Stanley. Beautiful drive. Lots of camping areas along the side. A lot of them look like dry camping or boondocking sites, and a lot of them are on the water. So if you're looking for dry camping, there are tons of it out here. So much BLM land and Idaho land that you can camp on, and there was several of them listed. Some of them looked like they had sites big enough for some bigger campers. Some of them were more for small campers or tents, but lots of options if you're looking out here. I don't know what the you have to reserve or anything. I didn't look any of that up, but beautiful area and all along. This is Highway 75, and all along here there's campsites and water, and people were rafting and fishing, and just a beautiful drive. I think it was something like 27 miles from Sawmill Station to Stanley, where we're going, the village market. Beautiful drive, and that's why we took it. We'd been to Chalice, so we wanted to come this way, and this will be the way we take the camper when we're leaving. So kind of good to get a little idea of what we're coming into. And it's a good thing it was a pretty drive because the grocery store did not have much of what we were looking for. So we picked up a couple of things and then called it a day and headed back to camp. But still a beautiful drive, and like I said, this is a little resort village thing here. I don't know. It's called Mountain Village Merc, and it's a whole part of a complex for the hotel and everything. So, we picked up a few things and then headed back. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you down the road.